My friends, welcome to Off the Board. This is going to be my second layout, and I'm going to be using this sketch right here that I have pinned. It's kind of simplified, and I like it because I'm using, for a couple reasons, I'm using up the last papers in a kit that I have here. And so I don't have a whole lot of product to go along with it or pattern papers, but I do want to use what I have. I don't want to go searching for other things, so I can finally maybe kill it off. So I'm going to go with this route, and this is the set of photos I'm going to use. It's my daughter and her best friend, and they were riding four-wheelers, and they are absolutely full of mud in every way. And yeah, my daughter's an outdoorsy girl. She's not the pretty princess type. So I'm going to go ahead and use this photo. I have this for my board pin, my pin board, my Pinterest pin, and I'm going to be using these papers. This is all I have left of this kit. This is a really old kit from Gossamer Blue. And when they were going out of business, I ordered a bunch of their kits, and I just ran across this one today. So here we are. All right, I'm going to use this and see how it goes. I'm going to have to use up some of the green bits because that's what I seem to have left. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the next part of it, and I'll do a voiceover, and let's see how this goes. All right, wish me luck. So I love the bold stripes of the background paper there, and it also has like these grid lines through it, so it's a really interesting paper. I wish Gossamer Blue was still around. I like the I guess the deep hues and the concentration of color that they had in a lot of their kits, but alas, it is gone. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use some of this evergreen color paper to map my photo. The green means nothing in this layout whatsoever. It was just what was in the kit. And I had to back my photo with something. Now this time I was able to at least get a little bit of a white border around my photo. So it's kind of got a double matte feel. And I just left both photos together in just a simple block. And then there is this numerical paper, which was kind of cool, that I also liked. And I'm using that to break up some of the depth of color so you can kind of see the photo just a bit more. This is my little notebook punch that I've had since the dawn of time. And I'm using that because in the sketch, there's also a bit of notebook paper on the left side. So I'm continuing my photo block area with that, and yes, there is my handy dandy little T-square. I haven't gotten used to my We Are Memories Keeper laser thing yet. I have to play with that a little bit more. So, now I can tell you I followed the sketch, but it will not be a perfect rendition of it. I don't know if I've ever done a perfect rendition of a sketch in my life. It just doesn't go that way. Well, I guess I did one recently where the sketch was super distinct so that you could follow it a little bit more. That'll be on my channel. Anywho, I brought in a tiny bit of this bold red, and the reason I brought that in, is it was in the kit, and I think I just like all of the colors. I wanted to use a bunch of these tags as well, and it had some of that the tomato soup red that's in there, so I figured if I wanted to use them, and the enamel dots have just a few of that color as well, that I better just embrace it and bring it in and see how it goes. So I do end up using all 4 of these tags, and I don't use them for any of the words that are in there, which is a bit of a shame, but I wanted to use them. I love the colors. The sentiments just weren't right for what I was doing. So instead of waiting for the perfect paper, the perfect sentiment, the perfect kit, whatever, I just went ahead and went with it. Like, do you see like that, the pea green one says home? My daughter was not at home. She was up in Port Huron having fun with her girlfriends. So I like the color, and it ended up working out perfectly fine for the mood and feel I was trying to go. See how I did mood and feel there, Janet? Okay, you know, the RTS Janet. She is an inspiration to many of us, I can tell you. So I have all my tags in, kind of like the big clustering of them. I didn't end up having much for die cuts to go along with this, so the tags end up being pretty much my die cuts. So I have those on, and I will end up finding this. It looks kind of like twine. It's in like a tan tone, so that ends up feeling kind of like a rusticy feel of them being up north. I do use these 3 circle chipboard pieces. I liked the triangle that it formed for your eye to go back and forth. And all of the sentiments worked, like fave and selfie, all that kind of stuff worked for this layout because they were doing selfies. It looks like Jilly is doing a selfie on the left. So that ends up working, and shocking but true, the adhesive is actually sticky on those chipboards. I did not have to use any liquid glue. Unfortunately, the adhesive on these stickers is not adhesive at all. So I will end up going ahead and gluing all of those letters down individually. So I have my title attached, and I have the twine up in my tags, and I leave it like that, just kind of a messy kind of flow. And what you see there is what's left of this sheet that I have. They're kind of like puffy enamels or shiny puffies. I don't know what you would call them, but they do have a little bit of give. So I do scatter the little asterisk-y looking things here and there, as well as the plus signs. I'm always a sucker for plus signs for some reason. Okay, and I said before that tomato soup red, they were in a little bit of the enamel dots, so I did make sure to use them. They're a very, very specific color, and I wanted to get them on this layout because I did not know when they would match any other layout that I would do. And then I also went ahead and used some of that evergreen color to fill in my clusters a little bit. They have in this kit as well, there's these little phrase stickers in a really pale blue, and the writing on them is that evergreen color as well. So that's a really specific color too. It's going to be tricky to get those used up in the future, but I'm sure I will make a concerted effort to do so. So I put those in 3 places, once again giving some thought to the visual triangle to bring your eyes around. And I did use sets of 3 words when I put them on. All right, so this is where I went a little tiny bit rogue. You see in the layout that it is clean on the left side of the sketch that you see on my phone, but I felt like my layout needed just a little something extra. So I tore a piece of the evergreen colored paper that I used to mat the photo. And I like the white torn edge on that. And then I decided that I wanted to bring in just a little bit more of the red as well, because I kind of was digging on the red color. So I'm going to go ahead and slide that in to the torn edge area, and I'm going to have the white edge showing on the bottom piece and the not white edge showing on the top piece, for no reason other than I thought I wouldn't be able to get another tear out of it. So I just tucked it in, and nobody in the world's going to even notice the difference. So I went ahead and decided to just put my journaling along the left edge. The girls weren't doing anything momentous. They were just having some fun for the day at one of their friends' cottages. So I just wrote the who, what, when, where. And that's going to be about it. And I'm going to go live for the next part. And yeah, I think at least you can kind of tell I started from the sketch. All right, my friends, I am done with this one. I've had this sketch next to me for most of the time I've been creating. And I did not end up using this little flag piece, and I kind of ended up going rogue. I wanted a little bit more red on this side, and it, you know what it's like when you start with a sketch and it becomes what you're looking for. The orientation of the photo in this one is going this way, mine is going this way. I had tags in my kit, I wanted to use them, those went on. So as you see, I do have visual triangles in a few places with chipboard and with embellishments. But overall, I'm very happy with this. I have my journaling going up the side here. And yeah, there's not much more that I can tell you aside from what I just did. I do love how happy the girls are with how filthy they are. I mean, they're cute and fun. And a little play on words with pretty muddy. It's, get it? Pretty muddy. The only thing I have not done, which I'm going to do in a moment, is I think I'm going to go over these letters with this very, very old KI glue. This is the same kind of a product as Glossy Accents, but I've had them both. I've had this one for years and years. It never clogs. So I always end up reaching for this. Glossy Accents clogs every time I go to use it, and you have to fight to get it going again. So I'm going to go ahead and shine this up a little bit to give myself just a little bit more texture, and that is it for this layout. And I have effectively killed the pattern paper in this kit, so it's a win in that way too. All right, friends, I'll see you later. Oh, yes, go ahead and like and subscribe down below if you would. If you want to be notified of when I get my next video out, go ahead and click that little bell right there. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them down, and I'll get back to you. Gosh, probably within the next 24 hours. I like to sit down with a coffee and chat with y'all whenever I get a chance. All right, that's it for today, guys. Bye-bye.